that have caused serious potential risk to DHS. What do you say in response to that?
Well, it's just not true. Portland police have not been absent. They have been present. They are on the ground on a daily basis, monitoring the situation. Also, the Oregon State Police has been providing mutual aid on site as well, and they were there on Saturday, for example. What I would point folks to is the dissenting opinion in the 2-1 decision. When a judge is so forcefully saying that the decision of her peers is, quote, would erode our core constitutional principles, I think that should be a wake-up call for everyone. This decision, from the dissenting point of view, attacks the sovereign authority of states to control their militia, also takes away the First Amendment rights to assemble and object to government actions that we don't agree with. I'm very troubled by the decision of the court and support the Attorney General moving forward of an en banc review. And hopefully, as soon as possible, we can hear from the court so we can get further clarification of the situation.
Just a quick clarification. The opinion cites Chief Bob Day saying that PPB is not to get involved. Do you feel that that didn't happen?
I can't speak to, I haven't had a chance to read the decision, but what Chief Bob Day and the Portland Police have been doing, and you probably want to follow up with them directly for specifics, but what they have been doing is monitoring the situation. When people are committing any kind of criminal activity, they are intervening. What I will say is the federal agents on the ground are essentially instigating conflict with folks who are lawfully protesting. The shooting off of tear gas and other things. I've been very clear, especially when I met with Secretary of Homeland Security, Secretary Noem, that the use of the crowd control techniques from federal agents was over the top and also would be instigating conflict with the folks who are lawfully protesting. And remember, we have a lot of individuals who are there playfully saying, we don't agree with the federal government, and yet ICE agents are taking it one step further and going out and shooting off tear gas and other things. From their point of view, that is, from my point of view, that is not the balance between lawfully protesting and protecting that building.
Thank you, Governor.
Andrew.
Hi, Governor. My question is regarding the status of the Oregon and California National Guard troops. Are they still in this kind of like murky gray area? Like, what is their location? Has the Trump administration given you any indication of the timeline with which it would move to deploy them if this second restraining order is dissolved?
We have no additional information from the Trump administration. That's very troubling. As Commander-in-Chief of the National Guard for Oregon, that's the situation we have been in. We have approximately 200 Oregon National Guard members still at Camp Rylea in limbo, as well as the California National Guard members at Camp Withicum. No idea of the mission, no idea of the timeline. And at this point, until that second temporary restraining order is rescinded, troops cannot be deployed anywhere in Oregon at this point.
Alex.
Thanks, y'all. Governor, you had said in the past that you would consider deploying Guard in the event that they need to or protect protesters at the site. I don't know enough about sort of the logistics and rules around timelines there, but is there anything that you're working on in effect that would do just that would, I guess, prepare to deploy Guard on your behalf to stand on the side of, I guess, the protesters?
I still urge the Trump administration to send all the National Guard members home, both the Oregon National Guard and the California National Guard. I continue to believe, and we have both a local federal judge as well as a dissenting member of the Ninth Circuit saying that the situation does not warrant those deployments. And so that is my first goal, that we could hopefully resolve this in a way that the Guard members go home. I think this is a civilian, local law enforcement matter. And I think our first step would be to figure out what is needed on the ground to keep everybody safe. And I don't think we know what that is yet because we do not know how the Guard members, potentially under the authority of the president, would be deployed. There's just too many unknowns at the moment.
Is there anything just quickly though statutorily you can tell me about like how quickly you are able to call up guard members if you do go that route?
Generally speaking, and we could also get clarity from the adjutant general, but normally in a disaster or for other reasons, it takes about 72 hours to do any kind of call up.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Mhm.
Dirk.
Hey, Governor, do you have any expectation or understanding of when Judge Immerget may take up this notion of the second TRO or the first one? I mean, I guess the first one has been settled, but there is a question about whether she automatically dissolves the second or what. Do you have an expectation in that regard at this point?
Appreciate the question. That's a good question for the Attorney General. I don't know what that timeline could or would be based on her decisions.
Okay, thank you.
Appears on my screen as Sedge, Sedge.
Thanks, Elizabeth. It's Sammy at the Oregonian.
Oh.
Governor, have you been in touch with the Oregon Guard today? And can you tell us what you've told them or what those communications have been like?
I have not had the opportunity to speak with the Adjutant General yet since the ruling. No.
Thank you.
I see no other hands.
I think I would just say one thing, and first of all, appreciation for folks being here and asking questions. I think it was a really important development that the one judge in the 2-1 ruling was immediately calling on her colleagues to vacate this order. So I hope the Ninth Circuit takes that up and does so quickly because of the gravity of this situation, and again, support the full en banc review that the Attorney General is seeking. Way to move as quickly as possible to vacate this order. I hope they do that.
And I saw a hand go up from Amanda Arden.
Yeah, hi, Governor Kotek, Amanda Arden with CBS News. I know you've said it, but hoping to clarify, from your understanding, Oregon National Guard can't be deployed as long as the second TRO remains in place. Is that correct?
That is correct. At this point today, both the Oregon National Guard and the California National Guard continue to be in limbo. President does not have the authority because of the second temporary restraining order to deploy, and that we'll be waiting to see what Judge Immergut decides to do. Thank you, everyone, for the time. If you have any follow-up questions, you know where to reach us. Appreciate the time, and have a good day, everyone. Thank you.